Hey everybody, it's Sam here. Thank you for watching today. So I'm going to show you how I've made this very cute little backpack in the style of Father Christmas or Santa. I've got a few backpack tutorials actually, so you could take this design, and if you want something larger, check out the playlist because I have some bigger ones there. I've got some, I'm sure I've got a smaller one as well, but I think there's about 4 there plus this one. Very straightforward to make. It's just a normal kind of bag. You can see here with the flap, but when you start to add all the detail like the little handles, and I've curled them there just to make them look a little bit more, I don't know, it's how I imagine Father Christmas's backpack would look. And again there as well, and then you've got the little hook there, your gift tag, so I will fill that out, and then you open it, you've got your Velcro fastening, and then inside you've got a nice space. Again, lovely little table favours, just perfect for those smaller gifts. And I've just added the Santas here along the bottom. I think it's very sweet, very easy to make, so let me show you how. So for this one I'm going to be making an elf themed one, so all the pieces will be the same, just different colours. So I've got a few punches there which I'll talk about, foam pads. I used these ones here, it was the Santas from my Christmas words, you can see that one, and then for the here it's from my sentiments, Christmas sentiments, and it's that one there. I just thought that looked quite nice, but for this one I'm not going to have any sentiment at the bottom, I'm just going to have the gift tag. So for the main bag itself you need 2 pieces of cardstock, and again that's quite nice on its own. You could just then, you know, seal it with a peg at the top or something. So I'm using this as a Centura Pearl green cardstock here. So you want 2 pieces that are 7.5 by 8 1/4. So along that 7.5 inch side you want to score at 5 and 7, and also score at 6, about an inch from, well actually you haven't scored that score line yet, you want to score down, it's about 5 inches down, 5.5 around about, and then pop it on the other side, the 8 1/4 side, and score at 2. So from that 2 inch score line here, it's about 1 inch up from that. It's just to help you fold it in on the sides. You want to do that twice. And then for the flip lid, you want a piece of 5 by 4 7/8. I'm not sure why I've got 4 7/8. You could literally probably just do 5 by 5. But anyway, along that 4 7/8, along the 4 7/8 of an inch side, you want to score at 4 1/4 and 4 3/8. So right after each other there, you just want this very small piece. If I just fold and burnish both of those, by having that little extra, it will just allow it to fall nicely over the top of the bag. So you see there's that nice little gap now, and you can see it here. It just allows for that bulk of these 2 pieces sitting together. So fold and burnish the other pieces, and then we want to do some cutting. So I've already done this one here. So with the 1/2 inch tab on the right hand side, you want to cut up this score line and then fold that under, and then it's easier then to cut that one there, and then just remove that piece completely and just cut that on an angle, and again there. Okay, so you've got that tab, and then fold that, like I said, that piece under, and then you can cut a little bit off of each side there, so you've got your base tab. Next we're going to stick these 2 together, but because this is a coated cardstock, I'm going to use some red tape on here. So I think that one is going to be, must be a 1/2 inch one. Let's just see. It's almost exactly the same, so I don't want to run the risk of any of it being exposed. So I'm going to use the 1/4 inch red tape and just keep it closer to the folded, you know, the score line there. So I'm just going to run some tape along there, and also on this one here, and then take the backing off and focus on the base score line and just lay that down. I don't use red tape a lot, so you've got to make sure you get it right first time. There we go. And then again, just going to take backing off of there, fold this piece over, and then fold that right over. It should line up perfectly, and then I just like to go over all of the folds like so. Then what you can do is you can just push in those score lines. You don't need to even worry about, you know, going all the way down. It's just to get the top there, like so. Now with the base, I'm going to stick that one, then those, and then that one. Now I am going to use my liquid glue for the base because it just takes a little bit longer to dry, but this will dry and it's just going to add some strength. So I'm just going to add a little bit there. They're only lightweight gifts that are going in these bags, so I'm not too worried. And then that one there, and then finally that one, and then just turn it upside down, grab yourself a ruler and just make sure that's all stuck down. So I've got all these strips here, and you will cut these just in different colours to create different looks. So if you want to turn this into Mrs. Claus, then you would just do like a scalloped detail there, and you could have a little bit of pearl, you know, or some pearl embellishments there, like a little necklace. You can just change the colours. So this piece here is 1 inch by the height of the box. I'm going to trim mine a little bit, so 6 1/4. So I'm going to stick that one down there, and then I've got this one which is going to go along the bottom, but I want to cut a bit of a point along this one. So this is 5 by 1 5/8, but I don't think it really matters. I just want it a bit taller so it can come down to 1 inch, which is what that piece is. So I've just given it that extra because I'm going to be cutting into it. So first of all, I'm going to use my red tape on these pieces. So next I'm going to grab this piece, and I'm literally going to, what I might do is just put like a pencil line that's 1 inch up, so it's about there, and then I'm just going to cut a little like teeth, just points all the way along. Try and keep them the same. So however you start off with the first one, try and keep them all the same as that one. Something like that, and then that one can go along the bottom like so, because the lid is going to come down to there, and then we've got the belt which will go here with the buckle. So I think you just see, I might take that down just a little bit further. Yeah, I think I'm going to bring it down. So I think I'm actually going to trim it now, so it is 1 inch. Then this piece here is 1 by 5. I want to follow the shape that I've given the lid here. So you can see I've just used my corner punch, but I'm going to stick that there. But before you stick that on there, you need this piece, which is 1 by the height of this piece here. So that is 4 1/4. Before I stick that down, I'm going to stick the lid on. I feel like I'm all out of sorts with this one. Yeah, it's so easy to do. I think it's because there's so many little pieces. It's just getting it. I want to make sure I'm getting it in the right order for you lot. So stick that one on there. And then you want to focus on the back here. So line up the first score line with the top of the bag. You just want to make sure that that score line can fold over the top. Like so. So it's nice and neat on the back. You can just go in there and add a bit more pressure. But now I can grab this piece here and fold that over. Start off with the bottom here. Just line it up, and then I've cut mine longer just so I can trim it. Like so. And then I can just trim that neatly now from the top there. And I've got my Velcro dots here. These are the 20mm. So I will link these. These are the dot and dab range. I really like these ones. You want to make sure that this is dry, because it's, you know, when you lift this off, obviously it's going to lift this or put pressure on it. So just make sure. And these are so sticky. I'm just going to line that up. I think that's good. And then I can stick this one now over the top there. Okay, then I think we'll do the collar. So I've got this piece, which is 2 3/4 by 2, and then you just want to cut across. So I'm going to cut from the top left of the short side down to the bottom right. I've got the shorter sides and I just stuck them like that. And then cross it over, so make sure the crossover is right in the middle of this piece here, and you're going to put a button right up there. But I'm happy with that. I'm just going to leave that to dry and add my buttons. So I've got my hot glue gun here, and I've just got some silver buttons, and I've got these, I think they're part of like the Dovecraft collections when you get all the buttons and stuff. Just collected them over the years, but any buttons will work. So I'm just going to pop some hot glue in the middle. My glue gun's been literally working all day, so it's very, very hot. So I'm just going to pop that one at the top first, and then I like to do one further down and then put the middle, or the third one down, that way you know it's in the middle. I'm going to bring this a little bit higher up because the belt buckle's got to go in there, and then the third one can go in the middle, like so. I think it looks really cute. It's definitely starting to look like an elf now. Turn this over and just trim away the ends there. So literally everything I've done here is exactly the same as the Father Christmas, just different design on the bottom there. So for the buckle, you want a piece of mirrored card that's 1 1/4 squared, and then a piece of black, which is 1 squared, or whatever colour you've done the belt. So if the belt's so pink, this needs to be pink, because it will give the illusion that this is threaded through. So it looks like I've cut that out like this thin, you know, frame, but it's not, and that black's woven through. It isn't, it's just stuck on top. So I'm going to use some red tape just in the middle there. That's better, but if I could get it to catch the light, you can see there how that looks. And then you want to sit that so that the black in the middle lines up with the top of this here, and that way it will look like a proper belt. It's a really cool effect. So I'm going to use my hot glue for this one, because this will just give it a little bit of dimension as well. But you can use your normal glue. And the middle square should also line up with this trim, because this is 1 inch wide and this is 1 inch. There you can see now we've got a really cool little elf. So next we want to add the straps and the tags. So I've got this one here, and I didn't want to punch onto that, so I've punched this little circle, and I'm just going to put some glue on half of it, and I want to stick it, so I've got half of it overhanging like so, and then I can punch my hole in the red piece. So let's just pop that center like so, and then I've got my twine to attach it in a minute. So that's how I've, you know, got that effect with the tag. Then I've got these pieces here. So these are 1/2 inch by the length of A4, I think it was. So just put a little bit of a curve into them, and then I'm going to mark the center, so 2 1/2, like so. And I'm going to trim this one of them. I've got 3 strips, so I'm going to trim one so it's 5 inches. I can't actually remember the measurement that I did for the little top like hook piece. Just curve it and then bend it. So put your thumbs on the top and then bring your thumbs towards you, and you'll get that effect. And then I just kind of squeeze the top in there like so, and then I'm going to stick that there, but I don't need it that long, so I'm going to trim. I reckon actually 4 inches will be perfect. That's probably what it was in the end. And then that's going to stick on this 1/2 inch piece. And then I'm going to grab some red tape and pop that over the top there. Take that off, and then that other strip, or that other piece where you cut this one from, I'm just going to, because it's 1/2 inch, it's the same as this, just pop it right across there. and then I'm just going to trim that away. So now that's nice and neat. You could just keep it like that if you want. That looks quite sweet. Again, perfect little table favours. But now I want to add my main straps, and then I'm going to add some hot glue about 1.5 inches up from the end and stick it on an angle. And then this one's going to curl out. I'm going to stick that end down there. So get one in place, then you just will mirror that one. So just a small bead of glue. You don't need to use hot glue, you can just use liquid. And then I'm just going to pop that one down there. And then I'm just going to curl that end. And where the curl kind of sits is where I'm going to add the glue. Again, small bead of glue. I'm coming in, I guess, about 1 inch from the end there. So then I'm going to take this one and just mirror what I did there. So put my finger where I need to add the glue, so it's about there. There we go. You can see now we've got those very fancy, quite ornate looking straps there. And now I can add my gift tag. So I've got this twine, which seems to be never ending. I swear I bring this out year after year and it's just it never goes down. And then just feed your twine through there and loop it through, and then I want to go that way. Yeah, then I'm going to feed it through the little hook there and then just tie that off in a bow. What I'm going to do is bring it back through that end so I can have the bow on the front. So there's my finished backpacks. I think they're adorable. Love all the shine on these ones. And you could personalise them as well. I mean, I've put Santa's here along there, but there's no reason why you couldn't stamp, you know, someone's name or another sentiment. And then that detail on the back's just so cute. Lovely big gift tag. And then that button detail as well. But you could personalise this. You could, I think this would make a lovely gift bag for a guy. You could, you know, have the front of this like a shirt, you know, and maybe choose their colours and have this in a nice checkered print. I think that would look really cool as well. But yeah, love them. And then inside, again, you've got all of that space. So as always, thank you for watching. I will try and link as much of the product that I've used today in the description box below. Check out the tutorials that are popping up now. I'll share some other backpack tutorials along with some other novelty ones as well, and the playlist would have popped up along this video at some point, so you might want to watch those next. And if you've enjoyed today and you haven't subscribed to my channel, consider subscribing, and if you hit the notification bell, then you'll get a notification every time I upload something new. Take care, and I'll see you all again soon. Bye.